Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton, and once again, the good Lord blessed me with yet another day, woke me up, planted my feet on the floor, and saw to it that I got on over here to our Black Talk radio station, and who do I see? Ro Brown.
And once again, you see, he's hanging on that
Ro
overpass,
Brown,
that Norman C. Francis overpass out there. That's that's where he found me.
Well, the Lord intended it that way. That's what I think.
See, yeah, I've been telling y'all that. You think I'm just saying it, okay? Yeah. Good morning, people.
Yeah, I know on the other side of the glass, my purple brother, Jaron, in the house. Up bright and early like the rest of us, and like some of you all trying to do, get yourself up and going. So that's part of why we're here with the Good Morning Show. We want to get you up and going, get you out, get you on your way. If that's moving from the bedroom to the kitchen, then go ahead and get your tea or your coffee. Get some eggs going if that's what you do. How about some grits? Maybe melt some butter, a little toast, maybe wheat toast. Oh man. Making myself hungry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. I don't eat like that in the morning, but
walk out on you.
But I'm sure thinking about it right now.
Obviously. Obviously.
Oh boy. Well, good morning, and what a beautiful day out there. Yet another beautiful day. It's gorgeous, and makes me feel good about living in New Orleans yet again. Did you have a nice drive in?
Yeah. Uneventful.
Yeah.
No delays.
Yeah, and sometimes over here at WBOK in the morning, depending on the time of year, it can be difficult to find a parking spot. Mm-hmm. Well, classes are out. Commencement is done, and it's real easy. Get spot. Just drive right up. So,
yeah, the first day that happened, I started to go around the corner and park, figuring, no, they've been towing cars.
Yeah, right.
It's too clear. They've been towing people.
Yeah.
And it's easy to think that because of the construction going on.
Oh, of course.
Right at the next block, they might be, big trucks have to come through with equipment and stuff, and so that's possible.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, that was quite a good conversation we had yesterday with Jeff Thomas, Anitra Brown, and Stephanie Grace.
You did a good job.
Oh, please.
You did a real good job. No, you did. No, that's good stuff. Like I said, and I know it's done, pre and post elections, but it's probably something that, probably need to do just periodically now and then, just because it needs to be done.
There might be something to that, but hey, what do you all think about that? Did you like that?
I did.
Did you get anything out of that? Did you? Is there something is that something we can build on here on the Good Morning Show? There is a phone number that people can call if they want to weigh in on that or on any number of other things. We've got some good stuff coming up on the Good Morning Show today. We're not going to break, but what is that phone number, Ro?
504-582-9422. 504-582-9422.
Yep. So we are going to hear more about, we're going to look at the judicial candidates update. We're also going to, we hope to hear from Tyler Bridges from the TimesPicayune.com. He took a dive into the voter turnout, and what he came up with is the headline says, high black turnout played a big role in Louisiana's primary elections. So black folks turned out, showed up, and voted. And so we're going to take a look at that in a bit. And, we've got a call. Of course.
Call.
Good morning, Reverend Calhoun. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro
no
Brown.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good
Hey.
morning. How are you, sir?
The show yesterday, all right, was okay because that lady said something. We can't win if we don't vote.
Hey,
If
how
we
about
go in
that?
with a defeatist attitude, we already lost.
Mm-hmm. That was
But
Anitra Brown.
because I do think we will have a black senator going to Congress. But I do have a question, Mister. Well, any one of y'all can answer.
Okay.
Can you tell me why RTA did not supply rides to the poll this time? Did they have any orders? Well, I know you investigate this type of stuff. Could you tell me why have they now RTA has stopped giving rides to the poll on election day? And did it come from upstairs, downstairs? I just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, and you make a good point because that's been something that RTA has done with Road to the Polls to make sure that people have a way, if they don't have a way to get there, to get from one place
So
to
you don't think
another.
Jim Crow had nothing to do with that?
Which
Well-
one? Which one of those crows?
Well, they told me Jim died,
Oh,
but his
okay.
little brother Jeff is still in play.
That's what I thought you said. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Rev.
Now I do recall that they did that in the fall. And so I remember that they did that in the fall. And of course, Mayor Helena Moreno has new board members, and they're making a lot of changes and looking at a lot of changes. And looks like RTA CEO Lona Edwards Hankins is likely on her way out as they look at reshaping what RTA is and how it does its work. So it could be. This is just a guesstimate. Just a guesstimate. It could be that somebody forgot.
Yeah.
And
Are you buying that?
One of them sane old answers.
Rev, are you buying that, Rev? You're not buying it, huh, Rev?
No, not at all.
No, yeah, I'm not. I'm not either. I'm not buying it either.
I think you got a group of people who will try to do anything to get certain people to the polls.
Yeah.
Making sure that and I think the message was sent, as you just earlier said. We did go out and vote. And I think we may have to do a little bit more educating our people in terms of the recall. The recall is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think, we are putting out now trying to get every church, everybody to speak at the same time about the significance of this recall. We've been misused for too long. And again, it's coming back now that they're going to misuse us further.
Yeah.
Jim Crow was stopping us from voting. The Jeff Crow mentality is that even after you get elected, we'll come in and remove you after we voted. And there are some young people. I had a conversation on Saturday with a young lady from Lafayette that says that, voting, you don't need to vote. Voting ain't important no more. It don't get nothing done. So I don't know what I don't know what educational system she comes out of. Probably.
Well, Reverend Calhoun, I want to share this with you. I was looking forward to one of your calls this week so I could share this one with you, and perhaps you can give me a little context for this interaction that I had with a sister who's, I'd say, roughly our age. I mean, somewhere in there. And
I ain't old as y'all in Roanoke.
Yeah, right. Well, I said roughly. Yeah.
Don't.
You're chronologically.
Will, don't listen to him. Okay, he's older than both of us. All right.
Well, this was election day, and I ran into her at the store. I've seen her before. I said hi, how you doing? That kind of thing. And I said, "Did you vote?" And she said, I vote for Jesus. And I said, well, the Bible I read says that Jesus is the Almighty, but Jesus expects us to help on earth. So I think there's a different read of just voting for Jesus. Was I right or wrong?
You were right. God speaks to those that forsake. When I was hungry, you didn't feed me. All of that comes back through a time of what we were supposed to do as Christians. That's why I get so confused about these evangelicals that says that, oh, it's okay for Donald to starve out Cuba, to treat the Cubans the way he's doing it, and don't really have no concern and no conscience concerning that. The Bible is very, very implicit about what it is that you are supposed to do to help the widow, to help the orphan, to help those that's in need. This country uses voting as the way to help. This is the same conversation I had with this young person on Saturday. And she was trying to point me to the scriptures to tell me it's spiritual and all that. But God give us understanding and common sense. If we don't come together now to stand up, not just for the people that's being misused and mistreated, when will it be our turn? I think the Jewish nation understand what happened when Hitler did what he did. And if you want to be real, this man is following Hitler to the T. Mm-hmm. Everything Hitler did is what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He wants to be recognized as the world's most competent person when he's the dumbest. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't say something like that.
Yeah, you can say that.
I can say that.
You can go on and say that.
But I'm just saying, no, the Bible is very, very implicit on what we do as who to identify as to who we say we are. Saying I'm a Christian is one thing. Being a Christian is another. So that's what, God give us understanding. So in that understanding, we are to recognize those that need our help. And when you look at what this society was based on, when Ms. Winfield and them taught, didn't they tell us something about they sent the criminals, the rejects, and all of those people over here to start this country, to get them out of their country?
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure it out now.
Yes.
So, but anyway, that's what I see. That's where I'm at with it, Doc. Mm-hmm. I think that, no, we cannot use that this is, and I do think we may have some preachers that believe that, I don't fool with politics. Well, politics will fool with you.
Absolutely.
Well, if you look, Doc, how much money, because I do think this country is bankrupt, and I think Trump is going to break it more and more. But where are we in terms of now looking at how much money is coming into this state? Even though Jeff is number one France, I don't see no money coming in. Mm-hmm. I don't see where having Mike Johnson and Steve Scalise is benefiting Louisiana in any kind of way. Yeah. To say they have that type of control and that type of connection, and I'm missing it. Maybe I'm missing it, but I would love to see and hear what they are actually doing for the state.
Yeah,
go back and look. You're not going to see Steve Scalise or Mike Johnson bringing any funding or anything. They have not done half the work that Troy Carter has done in terms of bringing resources and revenue back to this city, or back to this state, I should say.
It's a long way, and they were of the Jim Crow days, but it's a long way when the times when the Louisiana delegation were people like Hale Boggs and Russell Long, who really got stuff done with their power that they had. These guys don't use their power. They don't,
Either that or they compromise it in such a way that it has no value.
Yeah, and, or either they just agree with him. And before you get off, I don't want to talk about this on the phone. Yesterday I noticed there was some work going on back at Lawless. I don't know what it was. It was heavy equipment. So you may want to check on it.
Well, we got.
I don't know. I'm just Throwing that out because you're there. You're
Okay.
down there. You know,
All right.
Yeah.
I saw
Well,
heavy equipment back
Ro,
there.
All
I
right.
would love your presence on this little group that's being formed to speak to what's going on.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay.
At the
All right,
school.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
just saying. I
Yeah.
saw heavy equipment when I was there yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
All
all.
right. We'll find out
Okay.
more about that. All right. All right. Lord's blessings, Reverend Calhoun. Have a
And look,
fabulous day.
Will, don't get angry. Don't
What?
you still mad with your dad
Angry?
and
I'm
them
not
because they couldn't
angry.
get in a good
Rev,
school.
hang up.
And they
Rev,
never paid. Now bye.
Rev,
I'm
hang
gone.
up. Hang up, Rev. Hang up.
All right. Have a blessed day, Reverend Calhoun. All right. We're going to go to break, folks. And when we come back, we're going to take another call or two. And we expect to hear from a judicial candidate who's no longer a candidate, but a judge-elect. So we'll see how that is rolling along in terms of timing. But right now, we're going to give you the phone number for anybody else who wants to consider getting something off their chest or asking us a question like Reverend Calhoun did. And we'll do our best to give you an answer. And at least
Reverend
if we can't give the answer, we'll
Reverend
give a
Calhoun
response.
Can't
and,
even let
find
us
out
get on
more.
the air
So-
good before he's calling. You know, he's calling before we get in here and all. The number is 504 582 9422. 504 582 9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines for you. The race to redistrict continues in Baton Rouge. A new congressional map that features only one minority district will be introduced in the House for the first time today. This after the Senate gave their stamp of approval on the new map last week. Senate Bill 121 eliminates one of the two black majority districts in Louisiana. Today, the full House is expected to send the bill to a House committee where they will decide either to add amendments or leave the bill as is. Remember, this is all playing out after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Louisiana's current map, calling it unconstitutional racial gerrymandering. Today, former New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell and former NOPD officer Jeffrey Vappie will be in court for their federal fraud case. Cantrell and Vappie were indicted together last year on 18 charges, including conspiracy, wire fraud, and obstruction. The indictment alleges they engaged in a long-term scheme to defraud the city and hide a personal relationship. Today's hearing is at 9 a.m. And Pelicans fans, the wait is over. We now know who will be leading the team as the new head coach, and that man is former Magic head coach Jamal Mosley. Mosley helped build Orlando from one of the worst teams in the league into a consistent postseason group. Mosley was let go because the Magic failed to win a playoff series in his 5 years as Orlando's head coach. And that is a look for you at today's headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day.
New Orleans, are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of The Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch The Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown.
Good morning.
And we got a pretty good show for you today. We're going to be talking about, we got a new Pelicans coach. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Jamal Mosley.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that. And we're going to look at what's happened with the unified clerk position and Chelsea Richard Napoleon in court yesterday. And we're going to look at talk with Kathy Hambrick from the Amistad Research Center as well. There's more, but right now let's go to the phone line. Good morning, Ryan. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
Fabulous.
Where you at, Ryan?
I'm good. I just had me a chunk of watermelon. I'm gonna eat a leftover fish cake and some succotash salad. That's to be my breakfast.
Okay.
All right now.
That's the kind of breakfast I can get down with.
All right.
The eggs and bacon make me go to sleep. Eggs and bacon and biscuit. I'll be sleeping by the time y'all go to the next break.
All right.
Knock you out, huh? It'll knock you out.
Yeah. But first, I just wanted to say thank y'all for all the invaluable training. You know, it's hard to get this much knowledge from so many old folk. You know what I mean? But y'all make it so easy, you know, and entertaining as well. Entertaining and factual, and it's helped me along the way for so many years, and I appreciate WBOK for that.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate being a part.
I'm sorry, y'all are older than me. I apologize. Y'all just are
right.
older than me.
Hey, Ryan, I accept it. I'm an old person, okay? I accept it. I don't run from it, okay? I don't.
Heard that. What I got? Oh, yeah. I don't know about. I'm sure the Reverend is just as disgusted as I am watching someone read Bible verses off a teleprompter and barely can even get that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like, and people claim, like I said, I've said this before, the false flag of Christianity. Like, how do you not see through the mirrors or behind the mirrors or whatever? It's out of control, you know? Anyway, I digress, but
yeah, and you're right.
I don't think I've ever been more disgusted.
Yeah, that is very head scratching. You know these people. You know, and some of them really think that he has been sent by God. You know, they really say that. I guess they really believe that he was chosen. You know, to save us.
I cannot believe.
You know, I mean, that equates him with somebody that I thought already did it.
Well,
it does, doesn't it? I mean, that's what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
A man who has never given a helping hand to anybody on the street. I mean, maybe he did if he threw something out the window and littered.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But they buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
Acting like they.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go do my thing. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. I'll be listening to and learning and all that jazz.
All right.
Succotash salad, huh?
Yes, sir. Succotash salad. Yep.
There you go.
If you put enough vinaigrette on it, it don't get hard. It doesn't get not enough, but just enough. It doesn't get hard when it gets cool. You know what I mean? And you got to use the little tender limas or like edamame and stuff like that. You got to use little tender babies, not the big ones.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. All right. Lord's blessings, Ryan. Have a fabulous day.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. Oh boy. Well, that's another way of thinking about breakfast.
Yeah. Watermelon and fish. Did you say fish cake?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Some people out there know what that is.
Okay.
Oh boy. I wonder if he would go for the fried grits.
Fried grits.
Yeah.
I've never had fried grits.
Are you kidding me? You never had
No.
fried grits? Oh yeah, man.
No.
Sometimes you got a pot of grits and you serve everybody and you got some left over.
That makes me think of one of the few smart things that Mike Ditka said while he was here as coach of the Saints. I asked him, Coach, how you like food? He said, "Oh, I think it's great." He said, "But you people would fry water if you could." I said, yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy, 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 boy. Yep.
So when you
Well,
say fried grits, that's what I thought
Yeah.
about.
Okay. All right, we're going to the phone line. Good morning, Aaron. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Fabulous. How are you?
Good morning.
Give us our shout out.
Yeah, you're right. You already know. Shout out to the Fatherhood Round Table, as well as the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. I got a question for y'all, man,
Okay.
as well as the listeners. What do y'all think, from y'all perspective, what do y'all think is wrong with our community?
Well, I have to say, I start from a different place, and that is, I think there are a lot of good things about our community, and I start with the people. We have a lot of good people, who are raising families, who are kids in school, who care about their streets, their neighborhoods, care about their city. I think that there are a number of good people like you who are doing good things that may not make the news or may not be in the headlines, but appreciate the work that you and some others do. And I like to focus on that because I think when we talk about what's wrong, if we only talk about what's wrong, it can get us into kind of a defeatist rut that nothing is possible. But because of the care, concern, and work that people like you and others do, we have achieved some progress and some success. And that includes getting people from our community elected to office and into boardrooms and into corporate America and into their own businesses. And it wasn't that long ago that we weren't there, or certainly not there in the numbers that we are. That said, I'll get to the what's wrong. We don't have enough of us who care enough and show it by caring about each other in the community. And we don't have enough of us who show it by showing up and voicing our concerns in favor of something or opposed to something or angry about something in places where it can matter. And we don't have enough of us registered to vote, and we don't have enough of us to vote. The vote is not the be-all, end-all. It is a pathway, but it certainly is a helpful pathway. So we also have to do a better job with training our young people from babies into toddlers, into teens, into young adults, with understanding more about the government and what is happening in our world, and get them engaged in a way that you are. I mean, unfortunately, there are too many teens, I'll use teens as an example, who could listen to Aaron and they don't know what he's talking about. And that bothers me, and that is a part of what's wrong. I know that was a little longer answer than perhaps you wanted, but that's my take.
You was right on.
Aaron,
right on.
Aaron,
Yes,
I'm just a sports guy, so my answer is going to be a lot shorter. And it's probably the same thing that Will just said. My answer would be lack of education and lack of a feeling of the collective like we used to have.
That's it right there.
That's my answer.
That's it right there.
That's my,
That's it right there.
It's the only answer I have. Lack of a feeling of the collective. Lack of education, which I guess is the same thing that Will just said. And lack of a feeling of the collective.
And I'm gonna add one more lack to that: the lack of necessary sacrifices.
Okay.
You know, it's a shame that you know, too many times our community, we have to wait for the foot to be on our neck, for us to be under pressure, for us to do what needs to be done and what was set out for us to do in the first beginning. When you said about the lack of education, you know, is a certain kind of education that we have to have for our people instead of just, you know, waiting and depending on the people that we fight against to educate our people. You know, it's things that we need to start doing, like having our own institution, so that way reciprocity will be number one. And that's one of the main things we're missing. Too many times we get comfortable. Like I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm roll off because I know y'all running out of time. When the thing with Calvin Duncan that Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we all know that it was supposed to be that rally that Monday morning for you know, Calvin Duncan, but it just so happened that Sunday night the judge had ruled and said that you know, he is able to take the seat.
Yep.
So do you know how many people say, well, the brother's able to take the seat, so I ain't got to go out there? It's that right there, that comfortability, you know, thinking that we have already made it, we have already arrived, that we get lackadaisical, and we forget about the work that needs to be done. You know, like I'm gonna give you another example, like when President Barack Obama was elected. You know, we got a black president. We done made it. Racism is over. And they use that to come in and do exactly why we are at where we are at right now, because they know and understand that we get comfortable and we get complacent and we don't make the necessary sacrifices for the greater good of our community. Thank y'all, man. I keep on doing what y'all doing, man.
All right. Lord's blessings, Aaron. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Great. All right. Well, Aaron bringing it to us, making it real. It's you know, when people talk about what we have achieved, I mean, we should do that, but we also have to acknowledge the things where we got a lot more work to do.
It never ends.
It certainly never ends. And it's wonderful to look at what's happened in the past and some of our black leaders who, to this day, mean so much. And they have passed on to glory. But if they were here, they wouldn't be stopping.
Yeah.
They would not be stopping.
Yeah, never. It's, you know, by now we should know that it's not going to end.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to disappear just because we made some sort of stride.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Vigilance or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Right. Yep. Well, we will have more to talk about here on the Good Morning Show, and we welcome your calls. We're going to go to a break now. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown. Good convo with Aaron, bringing it to us and to the WBLK family of listeners. When we come back, or sometime after that, we'll likely hear about the high black voter turnout and what that meant in the election that just passed. What's that talk line number for anybody who wants to weigh in, Ro?
The number is 504-582-9422.
All righty. This is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
It's a hot and muggy Tuesday for us with partly cloudy skies, a spotty storm chance. If you do see the rain, expect a decent downpour. However, most areas may end up missing it. We'll see highs today, 88 to 91 degrees. For tonight, only dropping to 70 to 78 degrees. For your Wednesday, highs 85 to 89, but rain chances will increase Wednesday on into the weekend. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Good morning, Wake Up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown. It is 7:38 a.m., and that means it's a school day, and school zone speed limits are still in effect. For those of you who don't remember, the school zone speed limit is 20 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour, not 23, not 26, 27, certainly not 41. Don't tell the officer you were slowing down, that you were kind of easing into 20 miles per hour, because they will get you. Meanwhile, we got to get our babies and our kiddos on into the schools and into their classrooms so they can learn and become good citizens and good people, good parts of our community, as Aaron was talking about just a little bit ago. So that is school zone speed limits, 20 miles per hour. 7:39, school zone speed limits in effect until 9 a.m., about the time that we'll get out of here and make room for the front porch. You know, one of the things that we've been doing is looking at the election results, and we had a real good, engaging conversation yesterday, day by day. Lots of people were looking at the results and doing some analysis and figuring out what happened and why. Well, there's a report with the Times-Picayune today, and the headline says, high black turnout played a big role in Louisiana's primary elections. See how? Well, the reporter who reported that story is Tyler Bridges, and he is on the phone with us now. Good morning, Tyler. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we had a pretty good conversation on yesterday, and of course, day by day, people will be digging into these numbers and figuring out some things. But based on your reporting, and you were out there on Saturday and looking at this Sunday and Monday, how did you come to the conclusion that high black turnout played a big role in Louisiana's primary?
Yeah, Will, the black voters are 31.8% of registered voters in Louisiana, but their turnout was 34%. Their share of the overall vote was 34%. That means that black voters turned out proportionally in higher numbers than did white voters. And my reporting, I tell the story at NOLA.com in my story, that all 5 amendments went down, and the energized black electorate played an important role in that. And the people I talked to, voters wanted to send a signal to Governor Landry and the Republican legislature that they're not happy with the direction of the state. And it was also remarkable how many on Saturday, no party voters, like I'm a no party voter, we had to fill out a declaration of ballot form, ballot choice, and choose which primary to vote in, because it was a closed primary. Democratic voters could only vote in the Democratic Party primary. Republican voters could only vote in the Republican primary. But if you were no party, and 27% of the state's voters are no party, like myself, we had to fill out that form to choose which primary to vote in. Mm-hmm. A lot of voters were confused, but ultimately, 46% of the people who voted in a primary chose the Democratic side, and that's remarkable. According to my calculus, only 1.5% of the money spent in the Senate race was spent on the Democratic side. And most of the media attention was on the Republican side, yet almost half the people who voted on the Democratic side. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with the energized movement of black voters in this election.
So one of the things that you reported on is how many people voted in some of the, often called marquee elections versus the turnout for the voting on the amendments. Can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah, in just about every election, the marquee election, most people vote in that election, and the down ballot races, the percentage of people who vote in those races drops off. But in this case, more people voted for or against the 5 constitutional amendments than voted in the Senate race. And I think one of the reasons is the confusion that voters faced in the voting booth on Saturday under this new closed primary system that Governor Landry put into effect with the Republican legislature in 2024. But again, it's remarkable that more people voted for the constitutional amendments than voted in the Senate primary. But then again, as I just mentioned, it was striking that so many people voted in the Democratic side rather than the Republican side, given all the attention and money spent on the Republican side in that Senate primary.
Tal, I'm just curious. You said the phrase, most of the people I talked to, as to why there was this higher voter turnout. Where did you talk to them? How did you talk to them?
So I stood outside polling stations on Saturday, went to various ones around town, also went to one in Jefferson Parish, and I also talked to election commissioners. Now, election commissioners was to talk to them about the confusion, but the voters that I talked to, a number of them said, yeah, I just voted no on all the constitutional amendments, or they voted in the Democratic side. They're not happy with Governor Landry. And so this sends a signal to the governor, because he backed 4 of those constitutional amendments, that he's got to be careful about his reelection next year.
Now, the amendments were statewide, and certainly it looks like the black voter turnout in Orleans Parish and some other areas were high. And appreciate your reporting on the Democratic primary, because that was rather amazing, I think. But it looks like the rest of the state voted no on the amendments for the most part as well.
Yeah, and something I think it's important to keep in mind, Will, is that there's 2 rounds now with this new election system. So under the open or jungle primary, the phrase people use, there would just be the primary and then the runoff. Now, under the system of the closed primary, we had the primary Saturday, and then on June 27th, there's going to be a runoff. It's going to be on the Republican side, it's going to be Congresswoman Letlow against State Treasurer John Fleming, and on the Democratic side, it will be Jamie Davis, who's a farmer up in northeast Louisiana. He's going up against Gary Crockett, who's a business owner in New Orleans. So the 2 parties still need to decide who is going to be ultimately their candidate on the ballot in November in the Senate race. So I hope people are clued in, because the turnout overall was not great. It was only 27% for the primary, and a lot of that had to do with the confusion of this new primary election law that Governor Landry put into place. Normally in an off-year election, the turnout in a primary would be about 50%. So less participation in democracy because of the change by Governor Landry.
Now, on the Republican side of the U.S. Senate race runoff, you have a white woman and a white man, and on the Democratic side, you have a black man and a black man. When has that happened in Louisiana to have 2 black candidates for a Senate runoff?
Well, that's a good question. I think that might be a new thing. Again, Jamie Davis, the farmer from northeast Louisiana, he didn't, there was not a lot of coverage in the election, very little spending by him and by Gary Crockett. But one of those 2 men will be the Democratic candidate this fall in the Senate race. I quoted James Carville yesterday as saying that, a Republican is likely to win the Senate race. No Democrat has been elected to the Senate in Louisiana since 2008 when Mary Landrieu won re-election. But as Carville told me, and again, this is my story online at NOLA.com right now, that maybe the strong turnout, particularly of African American voters on Saturday, will give the Democratic candidate a fighting chance.
Wouldn't that be something? Okay. All right. So were you surprised with black turnout in places other than Orleans Parish? Or was it very concentrated in more black urban areas, best you can tell? I know it's still early yet.
Yeah, well, we saw it during early voting period and absentee ballot voting that those who voted, that black voters were turning out in higher numbers proportionally. So ultimately, that happened on Saturday as well was not a surprise. Clearly, there are certain black voters live in particularly New Orleans and in bigger numbers, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, and I haven't had a chance to delve into all of that, but certainly in New Orleans, from what I've seen, black voters turned out and very, very strongly against the constitutional amendments, and that made it very difficult for them to ultimately pass. And as I mentioned, this is a signal to Governor Landry because of his support for these amendments, and also a year ago, the 4 amendments he pushed were defeated by voters. That it's got to send him a signal that his reelection might be tougher than expected next year.
Well, I noticed that there's now a recall effort that first was focused on the governor, now is including the attorney general, and more recently is including the Baton Rouge mayor. And as you note in your story, getting more than 500,000 signatures to just get something to the ballot is a rather tall order, but it does seem to be picking up steam, and enough steam that there's now a don't recall effort. So somebody must be concerned.
Yeah, and we saw this with the effort to recall LaToya Cantrell, that there's a lot of energy initially, but it's really, really hard to get all those signatures and make sure that the people who signed them are actually registered voters. And so it's going to be, as you mentioned, it's going to be a very tall task. But it is a sign that and the election results Saturday are a sign that that voters are unhappy in many ways with Governor Landry and the Republican legislature. It might be spilling over from some of the unhappiness with the war in Iran. But this is definitely something we should be keeping an eye on.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tyler. Appreciate your spending some time with us this morning, helping our WBLK family of listeners understand a little bit more context since the weekend. Lord's blessings, and have a great day.
Thank you, Will.
All right. Bye. Well,
a fighting chance.
Yeah. Well, better than no chance.
Yeah.
You don't think it's possible?
Yeah. I guess I have a defeatist attitude. I just, I hope so. And I'll be voting for him, whichever one he is, has my vote. There's no doubt about that. But wow, it's never been done before. Doesn't mean it can't be done.
Well, it'll take millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Got to get the message out. Got to get the candidate out.
Yeah, because let's face it, what are the two candidates' names?
Crockett and Davis.
What are their first names?
I got you. I know your point.
The two Republican candidates. What are their names?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Letlow and Fleming. Yeah.
What are their first names?
But I get it. Yeah. Julia and John, and you got Gary and Jamie. Those are the names for the candidates. But
you had to cheat. You had to cheat. And look,
your point is made. And I think Jamie resonates more than Gary.
Why?
Because I think Jamie is easier to remember, and I think he's done a better job with getting his name out there in a crowded political season. And I think if I said Gary, not as many people would say it. If I said Crockett, people may have seen the signs that say Crockett. But just my own point of view.
Yeah,
I think that when you say Jamie, people these days in this season at this time, it's like, oh, the guy running for Congress, for Senate. Yeah, my thinking. But my point in follow-up is, your point is valid, and it's going to take millions of dollars to get those names out there, whatever name it is, over and over and over and over and over again, because they're at a name brand disadvantage.
Have they been on WBOK?
Not on a Good Morning Show. We're trying to get them.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely want them on here. And for that matter, if Letlow and Fleming would like to come on, happy to engage in that dialogue as well.
I'm not questioning you whether or not you would do that.
Yeah, right.
I know that. That I know.
All right. Well, look, we're going to have to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue this conversation. And if we're on track, we may be hearing from our friend at the Amistad Research Center. This is WBOK, and there is a talk line number. We'll try to get some of you all in along the way.
Give us a call, 504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. The number of black summer associates at law firms is shrinking to its lowest levels in more than a decade. That's according to a survey by the National Association of Law Placement. And as part of a larger trend across industries, in reaction to a conservative push to end race and gender-based preferences in hiring and in school admissions. I spoke to Bloomberg Equality reporter Jeff Green, who says this decline could be just the tip of the iceberg.
We haven't even begun to see yet the impact of enrollment based on that affirmative action decision. The NALP folks said that's probably not going to show up till maybe next year's class. So you'll have the other side of that ratio affected. The number of black people who were in law school may also be diminishing.
Conservative legal strategist Edward Blum is a name to watch here. He's led several successful initiatives to curb DEI in places like law firms. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
This is Jaden Simone, host of Uncomfortable Situations.
Join us on May 9th every Saturday. Tune in from 5 to 6 for conversations that keep you uncomfortable.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Good morning, Wake Up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It's 7:58. Nope, now it's 7:59 a.m. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown, and we just had an enlightening conversation with Tyler Bridges from the TimesPeople.com about an additional insight beyond the Monday morning conversation that we had about post-election results and the impact of the high black voter turnout. Was there anything surprising to you?
You gotta vote, people. You gotta vote.
Yeah, you do.
You gotta vote.
Yeah,
see what can happen when you vote a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, and it's still not
to vote.
Yeah, and still not way enough. But
that's part of what I meant by lacking the collective.
Yes, absolutely.
The feeling of the collective.
Yep.
Where you were kind of, You weren't all on one page, but you were all on one page.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to take a call. Good morning, Piper. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you?
Doing well, gentlemen. Good morning. One thing I want to pick up, just like Ro said, the vote, we have to get out and vote. Excuse me. And for about the past 10 years, well, since 2008, the midterm elections, Louisiana has been voting about 40%. So as the state, Republican, Democrat, Independent, if we energize our people to get out there, you know, we can get one of these two brothers in. We can get one of them in. So, but the key is we have to get out and vote. Some way we have to get the National Democratic Party, the Senate Campaign Committee, to put some money into whatever this race is going to be, and just start getting stuff out, messaging, whatever social media you can to get the non-voters out there, because that's what it's going to be. Chronic voters are going to vote, but it's the ones that sit on the side. Just get them out there, and we can shock this state, because I think other side as a state we don't get out there. So if we can change this narrative and get our people out there, we can shock this nation and get one of these two brothers in.
Hey, Piper, one of the things that happens with from a primary to a runoff is that there's lower voting turnout in the runoff. Do you think that there's a way that we can keep that percentage up, even though it's lower than we would like it to be?
I think, but like I say, it's going to take work. The candidates have to work, the campaigns have to work, and like I say, whatever influencers they have out there, whoever can just reach people who are not normally going, just get them out there. We just have to find a way to get the people out there, and I guess the most important thing is the messaging has to be what's at stake for just the average guy. If you look at Calvin Duncan, this is it's kind of hard to say, but like you look at Louisiana, I think most black people know someone that has spent at least a night in jail. So when you look at somebody who spent 30 years, just about 30 years, and was exonerated, and you still say he can't move forward with the life that he wants, that should impact all of us. So there has to be something to reach out to each and every one of us that says, okay, they're still trying to keep us back, and we can't go back. So
All right.
We just have to find different messages to get the messages out, to get people out there.
All right. Lord's blessings, Piper. Thanks for your insights and your ideas. And you're absolutely right. Got to get more people. And just a reminder, people, it's never too late to register to vote. It's just a matter of which elections you can vote in. So go ahead and get registered if you're not registered, and look forward to that runoff coming up next month. We need everybody to get out there and participate. All right. Lord's blessings, Piper. Have a great day. We are going to go to break. I'm Will Sutton here with Ro Brown. And when we come back, we're going to be talking with Kathy Hambrick from the Amistad Research Center. This is WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Short-term career training programs will now qualify for federal Pell Grants under a new rule from the Education Department. Education Secretary Linda McMahon.
So this is a new program from 8 to 15 weeks. You can go in and get certifications and go ahead and get into the workforce and get a job.
Officials say the change will help students prepare for high-demand jobs with applications opening July 1st. It's a busy primary day across 6 states with key races for Congress and governor. In Georgia, Republicans are battling for a chance to take on Senator Jon Ossoff, while in Kentucky, a Trump-backed challenger faces Congressman Thomas Massie in a test of the former president's influence over the GOP. And Ice Cube and Mike Epps are reuniting for a one-night event celebrating 30 years of the film Friday. The show is set for July 17th in Long Beach, California. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It is 8:07 a.m. I'm Will Sutton here with Ro Brown, and if it's 8:07 a.m. and it's Tuesday morning, it's a school day. So if you're driving around the schools, please, please, please remember the school zone speed limit is 20 miles per hour. Not 23, 25, 27, and certainly not 39. Officer, I was slowing down. Just go ahead and slow down and recognize that our kiddos, our babies, need to get into school safely, and part of that is your responsibility to look out for them, because we got some babies and kiddos with hair on the face and hair under their arms, and they're looking at their phones, not paying attention to where they want to go. So please look out for them. Help them out a little bit. Make sure if they're distracted, you're not distracted. Shout out to our bus drivers and our assistant principals on transportation duty. Thank you for the work that you all do to keep them safe. Welcome, welcome, welcome back, our friend Kathy Hambrick. Yay! From the Amistad Research Center. Thank you for coming back. Ro and I were pleased to be at your recent event, which was fabulous.
Which one?
That's true. That is true.
The 60th anniversary press conference.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was great. A lot of good things happening. Big announcements that you made on that day, including a fall gala.
Yeah, fall gala coming November the 12th. We plan to have a mock trial of the Amistad case, which was America's first successful civil rights case tried in the Supreme Court. So you don't typically think about that ship called La Amistad as a freedom ship, which I do, not a slave ship.
Hey.
But those 53 Africans got their freedom after the case was taken to the Supreme Court, and it should be taught in every law school across America. So we have a big mock trial coming up in the fall, leading up to the culminating event on November the 12th. And our goal is to raise $1 million before the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was $1 million last year, and we garnered and raised $2 million.
Very good. Awesome. Now, we also heard that there's the center has a special collection that's going to take a trip abroad.
Yes, next year, March 29th, the 49 original paintings by Jacob Lawrence will open at in an exhibit featuring the Toussaint L'Ouverture series at the National Picasso Museum in Paris.
Hey. Not everybody has a collection like that, and certainly not one that's wanted abroad.
So, yes, we're hoping to have a charter group go. Well, we're not chartering a plane. I need to make that clear.
Right.
We will have a charter group of people going on a plane with other people to the grand opening. We'll do a Paris Noir tour and just arranging a lot of really special activities. For anyone who becomes a friend of the Amistad, you will get an invitation so that you can pay to come with us.
Yes, and emphasize or emphasis on friend of the Amistad. So you can't say, how do I get to go on a trip? Your first step is to become a friend.
To become a friend, and we'll have more information about how to do that the next time I come.
All right, well, you brought some friends with you today. We love seeing you, but we like when you bring some friends too. So what y'all been doing?
Well, this week, I want to introduce to you Dr. Jessica Marie Johnson from Johns Hopkins University. And so I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to let her talk about why she's here. And then maybe in the last 2 minutes, we'll introduce Ovetta Sampson, and she can tell you why she was here with us yesterday. And we had a 13-year-old learning about AI in the audience with my staff at a workshop yesterday.
Very cool.
Yes.
Well, good morning and welcome. Welcome to WBOK.
Good morning. Hey. Yes, Jessica Marie Johnson. I am a historian of slavery at Johns Hopkins University. And I also run a series of labs, an ecosystem called Life Code Digital Demands Against Enclosure. And within that, we host a set of convenings. This will be our third one, called Who Owns Black Data. We started these in 2024 in Baltimore. Thinking about what does it mean to bring projects around slavery, projects that are thinking about things like the Amistad, the histories of resistance, histories of slave revolt, and how that shows up in documents, and how we can make that information as accessible as possible. And we were really interested in folks who were Black, who were doing these projects. Who are coming out of Black research centers and institutions, independent research institutions like the Amistad Research Center. And we're really interested in folks who are trying to build that knowledge within Black community, Black students, Black teachers, Black researchers, Black faculty, et cetera, across Black artists, Black community organizers, all of it. And so we started those in 2024. We were, lucky to have the Mellon Foundation give us a little bit more money. So we had our second one at Yale University in 2025, and now we're having our third one. I reached out to Kathy Hambrick about whether she'd be open to collaborate, whether Amistad would be willing to host us and to give us a warm space and a place to think about these projects in the heart of an independent Black research center that has been so instrumental, and in a place here at the Gulf Coast, Louisiana, New Orleans, where so many of these questions really have material meaning. And so we, yes, you nodding, yes.
You can't get away from it. Some people trying to whitewash.
This is what I'm saying.
But,
that's right.
In and around New Orleans, kind of hard to do.
That's it. So much has happened here, and
Mm-hmm.
we can call it data, we can call it history, we can call it resistance, but we do have to grapple with it in ways and think about the fight for Black futures. So that's the theme of this year. Who Owns Black Data 3, the fight for Black futures.
Okay.
So what's going on at my alma mater Thursday?
So we will.
Loyola.
That's right. That's right.
Not Loyola, Loyola.
Oh man, we got an exciting series of events. We will be there on Thursday. Doors open at 5:30. We'll be having a keynote conversation with Andrea Armstrong, who is a MacArthur genius, who is a law professor. Is doing a lot of work on prison industrial complex and fighting for our folks who are returning citizens. We have Gia Hamilton, who's the current executive director and chief curator of the New Orleans African American Museum in the Treme. And then we also have Joe Banner, who is one of the duo that has founded the Descendants Project, which reclaims the land that her family was enslaved on. So they're going to be in conversation, but we cannot close out. And Kathy actually has been on me about this. Do not close out without music. So we cannot close out without hearing the culture. So we'll have Shakandria Icon, the artist Sibley, come and give us some words and some knowledge through words. We're going to have Cassie Watson Francillon, who is a harpist. We'll have the Nakas Brass Band bring us into the streets, because hopefully it'll be a nice, warm, sunny day or sunny evening.
It doesn't matter. We're
gonna be there anyway.
Right.
We'll be there anyway. And we'll have Chief Shaka Zulu and Big Queen Naima of the Golden Feather Nation also joining us. Yeah, so we'll have a really good time. We'll have a good time.
Educating her to
absolutely
culture.
Yes.
Educate people who are already so smart.
And let me just note for those of you who are not watching the stream without notes. Go ahead, sister. And so, what have you been doing? Why you been here?
I met Kathy when I was on a panel at the Diaspora Salon hosted by Marianne and Morocco. And when we met, we immediately connected over my work and my mission. I've been in artificial intelligence for about 15 years, worked at companies like Google and Microsoft, and I recently started Bright AI to help to teach people about artificial intelligence and how to
keep talking,
and how to connect it, how to build it in an equitable, sustainable, and ethical way. So when Kathy and I had a conversation, she said, will you come out? I have a training program. I do workshops with folks to teach them how to protect their data, how to maintain their data privacy while using artificial intelligence tools. I teach them about what artificial intelligence is. It's neither artificial or intelligent. And I give them...
I'm sorry, just pause. I want you to say that again. We just met. I've been trying to tell people you can use the term and the letters, but what is it you just said?
I said it's neither artificial or intelligent.
All right.
I have a dozen T-shirts saying, so
Yeah, right.
that's one of them. And I like to say that data is the love language of machines, but data is not always truth. And so a lot of models have been built with what I call traumatized data sets. So I help organizations to de-traumatize their data sets so that your AI outcomes can be more equitable and ethical. So I work with folks teaching them how to have agency, how to dictate machine behavior, and how to redesign some of the default settings that some of these models come with that were not made for us or by us. And so I hope to teach skills so that people can make models outcomes more aligned with their values and protect their information.
All right.
See, I hang with some pretty smarts.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
I was doing a
Whole lot
training
smarter
with
than
Kathy's
me.
staff. Yeah, I was doing a training workshop with Kathy's staff yesterday. It was pretty intense. I usually do it over 2 days, and I did it in 1 day, but I'm going to go back today and do some one-on-ones. And I work with companies all over the world, especially Black companies, to help bridge the gap between data and AI and operational and efficiency. And really, the training that I do helps people who want to conquer their fear and or disdain of AI because they want to make something great with this technology, but don't want to sacrifice their values or the joy of creating.
So how many of us are there at this stage into the weeds and the detail of the AI? So I'm not talking about the me's who I've been playing with this one and that one, and I know what Claude is and ChatGPT and that kind of thing. Oh, this one does this differently. How many of us are like in there doing the work of dealing with this AI and creating the different ways and methodology? How many of us are into that work?
So sadly, not enough, because we could just see from the outcome how AI behaves, that we are not integral in creating and building models, which is why I got into that. I think it's historically the numbers from Employment Labor has said that the technology industry is 3% African American and about 1.5% African American women. So the number of African Americans who are actually creating models, building models, is really small, but we're mighty. So I have a group of CEOs that are Black and brown who are creating and building AI with startups and companies, and we are forming a tribe and forming an exchange of information and resource. And our goal is to help companies like Amistad to build their own closed loop AI system so that they don't have to depend on other oligarchs and companies to protect and preserve their data and mission. And so that's my goal, is to empower and to help organizations like Amistad have their own capabilities of AI without the limitations that tend to harm us most.
So how was the session yesterday? You said it was intense, and this for any of you to answer.
Well,
it doesn't have to be you, okay? But that's okay.
I would love for Kathy to say that, but I just started that mostly I start with hostile audiences, which is great. I love that. I love that people do not like AI.
Okay.
It's fine with me.
Right.
Like when I come in, they're like, I fear it. I don't like it. It's great. That's exactly where I want to start.
Yeah.
Because my job is to make the black box a glass box. So once you understand how something works, your fear tends to dissipate. And that is the whole point of the workshops. So I basically make the black box of what is AI, and I make it a glass box and really break it down to say, hey, this is how the engine is built and how it runs and how you can control it.
Mm-hmm.
And the session yesterday was mandatory.
Okay.
Kathy wasn't messing around.
Yeah, it's mandatory for my staff. I mean, Ovetta came here all the way from Chicago.
Sure.
I met her in Marrakesh. She travels all over the world, offering her services as a part of her company's business. And thanks to a grant that we have from the Kellogg Foundation, the timing was perfect. Who owns Black Data? The project that we've been working on with Dr. Johnson here, and then having Ovetta wanting to come and learn more about who owns Black Data, and then my staff with all of their fears. I said it's mandatory. This is professional development. It's mandatory, and we had one of our volunteers bring her 13-year-old son yesterday. And I think it helped my staff when you opened the floor for questions about hopes and fears, to have a 13-year-old sitting in the reading room of the Amistad for the first time, talking about his hopes and his fears for AI. One of his concerns was that his classmates sometimes spend most of their day on their phones playing games.
Wait a minute, this is his concern.
This is his concern. 13 years old. 13. His concern that he observes his classmates on their phones playing games. And then when it's time to turn in their assignments, it's obvious that they used AI to complete the assignment.
It's obvious to him.
Obvious to him. He knows what they're doing.
Right.
But at the same time, he has taken his time to do his research and use his own brain, which is what he said. I used my brain, his brain, to figure out the problem, the solutions, and write my essays. And he said, I don't appreciate the fact that they cheat.
Yeah.
And so, it was just interesting that he was so aware of what was being done wrong within the classroom, how much time it takes for the teachers to decipher, or maybe it doesn't take them much time. And then what was his hope? Do you remember what he said about what his hope was?
I don't want to misquote him, but I believe he said that his hope was that people would use AI to the betterment of society.
Yeah, and I asked that question because, I don't know anything about AI. I don't, but it just made me think of, I'm almost one of the last living people who worked in a newsroom and did a story on film.
Yeah.
Okay. With film.
I did.
Yeah.
I was a journalist for 22
yeah, that's what I'm
years.
saying. So you know what I'm talking about. We
cut and paste.
We some of the
last
A-roll, B-roll, and all that. And I got into it at the time where the cameraman videotape was coming in. And those cameramen did not like this videotape stuff. They said, it'll never last. It doesn't work.
I was in radio with reel to reel.
Yeah. It doesn't work. It's like, and lo and behold, eventually they liked it because they figured out how it works.
How it works. Yeah.
I think the difference with artificial intelligence is that because we've conquered something called natural language processing, it feels like when you're engaging with a machine that it understands you, that it thinks, that it has its own agency, and that it can make decisions without you.
Right.
And in some cases it can, but it doesn't understand you and it doesn't
Right.
think, and that's where the risk comes in.
All right, so we got an event coming up, and will all three of you be there?
We will be. Yes. We will be here, but Jessica can explain. There is a public day and time.
Yes.
And then she'll explain a little bit about the schedule.
Please.
I'll let her do that now.
So we have the public day where we'll be able to be in that conversation, that keynote conversation. And then we have working sessions, essentially, that are closed, that are private, where we're going to be tackling some of these questions around what does it mean to have access to data? What does it mean to think about plagiarism and copyright? What even does it mean to think about climate and the way that data centers are placed in Black communities, are sucking up water, are really a problem for our engagement with the planet and our survival. So we're going to tackle all of these and the legal aspect, right? It's called Who Owns Black Data for a reason. Who actually is owning the data? Amistad Research Center has opened its doors to us, so we'll get to have a conversation with Amistad Research Center as sort of a case study and as a way of really digging deep into what does it mean to think about our cultural artifacts, Jacob Lawrence's beautiful, beautiful paintings and all the information around them, like who owns that when we place an image of that online, who owns that when it's, then, recreated in various kind of AI simulations, and, all of those questions are going to get tackled. And so we'll be doing that most of Thursday before the keynote, and then we'll come back on Friday and we'll have some more conversations. Our hope is that we end up with a set of bullet points or guidelines that are useful for the Amistad, but are also useful broadly for Black institutions who are interested in grappling with these questions for themselves. Whatever decision they make around preservation, data, AI, digitization, at least we can provide some guidelines that are going to be, help them ask questions, because the big institutions are not always giving us all the information, and we need to empower ourselves to be able to ask the questions and get the answers that we need for the kind of work that we want to do.
So folks who are listening in our WBOK family of listeners and watchers, they hear this and it's like, public, I want to
When
go
is
to
the
that.
public day? Yeah, that's what I was trying to ask.
When is the public? Because I need to know, and where can they go to find information about the public part?
Oh, they can find information at Who Owns Black Data is wobd.blackbeyonddata.org. All of the information is there.
Okay.
We are also on Eventbrite. That's where the registration link is, and that's wbd-neworleans.eventbrite.com. You can also follow us on social media, life_x_code, and that's on Instagram. And we're posting a lot of information there. So there's 3 different places for folks to get in. Get in where you fit in.
Good.
And Amistad Research Center.
Yeah, the Amistad Research Center, AmistadResearchCenter.org.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Who owns
Very
Black Data? What is it, Black Futures?
The Fight for Black Futures.
The Fight for Black Futures,
Yep.
yes.
Right.
And also on our social media.
All right, very good. And for those who are excited and interested about this, and maybe they can't go to the public part, how can they reach you and find out more about your work?
Yes, you can reach me at www.ovetta-samson.com. That's my name, so pretty easy. And I also own WriteAI.now.com, which is my company. So you can reach me at either one of those.
And how can they reach you? They can't make it out to the public day.
Oh, they can reach me probably fastest is Instagram, Jessica Marie Johnson, just an underscore at the end after the end.
All right.
Jessica Marie Johnson.
Wonderful. Fascinating.
Yes.
Johns.
Come out.
I continue to, I still consider it to play around with AI, but I'm chronologically gifted, and so I have my limitations. But I have a church member who says we can age, but we can't stop learning. And so I am trying to dig, and so I've incorporated into some of my work, and it's a little scary.
Yeah.
Because I'm a columnist in addition to doing this, and so I can say, what might Will Sutton think? And I was like, what? In seconds. And it's like scary. But I also realize it's kind of like Boolean search as well, because the more you define what it is you want and how you want it, the more it has to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm learning that because it's different from the Boolean search. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to get there.
No.
I'm
I mean,
trying to get there.
in Who Owns Black Data, we have a very clear, like, ethical stance that is against AI, but we have many folks who are doing critical AI, you know, and it sounds similar to what Oveta is doing.
Yep.
But where some folks are really trying to think through, okay, what might this look like if it had the right kind of framing, if it had the right kind of engagement. If it wasn't making our brains stupid, all of those different things, or sucking up our water. If it wasn't doing that, what would it look like? So so you're in a good place.
All right.
You're gonna come out, right?
Yes. There's all kinds of AI. It's a spectrum. So generative AI isn't the only AI, and all AI isn't environmentally harmful.
Right.
So people just need to be educated about what artificial intelligence as a spectrum is, because there are a lot of different types of. We've been using artificial intelligence and machine learning for over 50 years.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in, sharing all this knowledge and information. Public Day on Thursday. Go to the Amistad website for more information about this and the 60th anniversary as well. Thank you all for coming in, sharing with our WBOK family of listeners. Ro Brown, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to let's look at the judicial result. I think we might have some insights on that. We got a few other things that we can engage with. Don't forget, it's a school day. Drive comfortably, safely, and slow around those schools, 20 miles per hour, people. And make sure that if you're rushing out, make sure you check for all your things, your keys, your wallet, your knapsack. You can take care of the makeup at home, the mustache at home. Just take care of all those things. And if you are of certain age and stage, you need to look in the mirror and smile to make sure everything's in place. Make sure you do that too.
Yes, I wanted to say thank you again to Will and Ro and WBOK for allowing the Amistad to keep the public informed about what we do. I'll be back because we have another vinyl record listening party coming up in June, and then we have a book signing with Chief Justice Burnett Joshua Johnson in July. So I'll be back to talk about that.
Very nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to break, and when we come back, we will have conversation about some of those things we mentioned. And what is that phone number, Mr. Rowe?
The number is 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines for you. The race to redistrict continues in Baton Rouge. A new congressional map that features only one minority district will be introduced in the House for the first time today. This after the Senate gave their stamp of approval on the new map last week. Senate Bill 121 eliminates one of the two black majority districts in Louisiana. Today, the full House is expected to send the bill to a House committee where they will decide either to add amendments or leave the bill as is. Remember, this is all playing out after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Louisiana's current map, calling it unconstitutional racial gerrymandering. Today, former New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell and former NOPD officer Jeffrey Vappie will be in court for their federal fraud case. Cantrell and Vappie were indicted together last year on 18 charges, including conspiracy, wire fraud, and obstruction. The indictment alleges they engaged in a long-term scheme to defraud the city and hide a personal relationship. Today's hearing is at 9 a.m. And Pelicans fans, the wait is over. We now know who will be leading the team as the new head coach, and that man is former Magic head coach Jamal Mosley. Mosley helped build Orlando from one of the worst teams in the league into a consistent postseason group. Mosley was let go because the Magic failed to win a playoff series in his 5 years as Orlando's head coach. And that is a look for you at today's headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM, or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
It's a hot and muggy Tuesday for us with partly cloudy skies, a spotty storm chance. If you do see the rain, expect a decent downpour. However, most areas may end up missing it. We'll see highs today, 88 to 91 degrees. For tonight, only dropping to 70 to 78 degrees. For your Wednesday, highs 85 to 89, but rain chances will increase Wednesday on into the weekend. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch.
Some combos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
You've got responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your dreams are on hold. At Southern University at New Orleans, our evening and weekend college is designed with your life in mind. Finish your degree, start a new one, on your time, your degree, your schedule. No excuses, just opportunity. Visit suno.edu and make your next move today.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good conversation about black folk and AI. Oh boy, 3% of us are involved. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to get into that field too, so that
might be more than I thought.
Well,
because I'm not.
Well, no, that was about the inner workings of AI. So it's not no. All of us being affected by this thing.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we're going to jump into a conversation, and he's got places to go, things to do after a busy campaign season while keeping a law firm going. But congratulations, Judge-elect John Fuller.
Oh man.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. It's good to see y'all again. Sorry I'm a little bit late. At 7 o'clock, I had aspirations for it, but my body didn't have inspiration for it. But thank you for your patience, and I'm glad to be here.
We're glad you're here. Congratulations on the win. So
I'm disappointed he didn't come in his robe. I thought he'd be wearing.
Not this brother. No, he doesn't do
Come
that.
on, man. Come on. See your robe.
Look, I'm just happy, I could put my purple and my green suits back on.
That's right.
I was wearing blue and black so much, man. It started to change my skin color,
So did you win the way you thought you would win, or were there surprises with the actual results? It's one thing to campaign.
Yeah.
It's another to feel good about a possible win.
Yeah.
It's even a different feeling. It's like, I got this, but you don't really know until the voters state their case.
Yeah, so what I've been telling a lot of people, Will, is that I was more relieved than surprised, if that makes sense, because oftentimes when I'm on the trail with my volunteer team, I would say if we win, and they would always correct me when we win. And I would essentially respond that, well, listen, if the people who say they'll support me are actually going to support me, we will win. And those promises were true. And certainly, I think it's every candidate's desire to win in a decisive fashion. And I think we did. And I think that's big considering some of the endorsements that Andre had.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, absolutely. So next steps. Do you know when your election will be certified?
So it's my understanding that I think she has 10 days to certify the election. We are expecting it to be today or tomorrow. Once that happens, we'll do the swearing in, and I'll probably have a ceremony at my church.
Tell them what church it is.
New Zion Baptist Church, 2319 3rd Street, New Orleans, Louisiana. And Pastor C.S. Gordon, who's one of the best preachers in the country, is the pastor there.
All right. Yeah. Shout out for Pastor Gordon. And that's where you were on Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you were going to be.
Yes.
Win or lose, you were going to be there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
On Sunday morning.
And look, it was a struggle because I ain't get home at 2. Had to take my daughter all the way to the West Bank to her mom's house. So I got back inside at 2, had to get up about 7. And sat, how you sit on the edge of the bed for about 30 minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, we made it in there.
Okay, so swearing in to come, and that'll be at your church whenever it is.
Yes, sir. Probably be Sunday coming.
Okay, all right, because some people who don't normally attend your church will probably want to be there.
Look, Will, I said one way to know if they're true friends, had a ceremony at the church.
I guess that's right. Now, what time is that service? Because it'll be during the service,
Good
right?
question. I'm sorry. It's at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So since you're a regular attendee at your church, what's a good time for them to show up? Because I know at my church, there are people who arrive in time for the sermon.
They time the sermon,
and,
right.
and they want this seat. It's like, you should have been here.
Right,
What
right.
time should they actually show up?
I would say if they get there about 11:20, 11:25, they'll catch the beginning of the sermon. We're normally done 12:15. Depending on how the Holy Spirit moves and whether Pastor tunes up at the end.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be sworn in about 12:15.
All right. Very good. Very good. All right. So when will you actually take office and get to work?
Probably the Tuesday after Memorial Day. I wanted to do June 1st, but we have an ad hoc there who's kind of sacrificing his personal practice. So I certainly want to be considerate to him. So I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that the clients I have are situated, and that I address all the judges who there before. Should be able to do that this week, and we could roll on Tuesday.
Congratulations, first of all. And here's the dumb question at this point. Okay, so let's say I voted for you.
Yes.
To me, a judge is a judge. I don't know the difference between a Supreme Court judge and a state Supreme Court judge. No, a lot of people,
Right,
you know.
right.
So what are you? What did I vote for you for? What are you, and how's that going to affect me?
Right. So I'm a district court criminal judge. So I will preside, over criminal matters in our parish. And as I said on the campaign trail often, that I bring certain life experiences that I think equip me to be fair, including the fact that my father, my biological father, was a former police officer, but balance that with the fact that I've been racially profiled, right? So when multiple times in 3 different states. So I know that's a real thing, and I'd be willing to listen to defendants or defense attorneys. And with the lawsuit they filed against me to try to get me disqualified, I was an actual defendant, not a criminal defendant, but I was a defendant who had to testify on my own behalf at trial. So I'm equipped with certain experiences, I think, that allow me to be compassionate and willing to listen, right, to both sides.
So you're one of the judges who, when there is a crime committed in Orleans Parish, you're one of the judges who may preside over that.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the job you just won election to is still on the chopping block in Baton Rouge at the Louisiana State Legislature. You knew what you were getting into at the time, but things did change, and they put it on the chopping block, and you said, I'm going on. And when you were here before, you say, if I get a few months, I get a few months, and I'll do a good job. Do you think there's a pathway to that seat being continued and you having another campaign in the fall for the full term?
I think there's definitely a pathway. Aggrieved voters, aggrieved citizens concerned with constitutional rights and voting rights have made their voices heard loud and clear, not just here in Southeast Louisiana, but around the state. We saw the results of the governor's amendments on Saturday, and I read where more people voted against those amendments that voted for him to be elected. I think that's a powerful statement. And, if I were a political consultant of the governor, I would ask him to consider the ramifications of terminating a seat, the political ramifications of terminating a seat with a duly elected judge who was elected in pretty overwhelming or convincing fashion, and what type of blowback would come from that political blowback from the citizens of New Orleans and around the state.
Okay. So, what happens with your clients?
So we already have a team of lawyers that are going to assist with them. The best young lawyer, someone who worked under me, Greg Carter, is going to be involved. One of the younger lawyers who worked under me, Devin Jones, is going to be involved, along with Ken Willis, who also worked for me. So I'm going to have 3 former proteges, if you will, who are assisting me, along with some other stalwarts, long-time personalities at Tulane and Broad.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations again.
Thank
you. I know that it was quite a journey, but a convincing win, 65%.
Yes. Yeah,
not everybody gets 65%. A lot of people satisfied with 51 or 52.
Yeah. My daughter was excited watching the return. She kept updating me, and I thought that was awesome. And she actually got to push the button for me at the voting place. So it was awesome.
Very good.
And I just want to thank all the WBOK listeners, those who voted for me and those who didn't. for participating in this democratic process at this time in our history.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Lord's blessings, Judge, and we hope you have a fabulous day. I know you're still recovering from everything.
Oh, yeah.
And got a lot of work to do with the transition.
You know I'm recovering, but you still told me to be here this morning.
That's right. Absolutely. All right, folks, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be wrapping up the show and making way for the front porch, which will be next. So I'm not sure we're going to have time for many more calls at this point. So we're going to just let you know that this is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hoops, Heat, The Truth, on demand. Ball Don't Lie is now live on all podcast platforms. Tap in, search WBOK Media, find Ball Don't Lie, and bring the fire with you wherever you go. Download, share, and leave that 5-star review, because the game doesn't stop when the show ends.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show. Every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. We're going to be closing out the program, but before we do, let's acknowledge that the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans, have a new head coach. Isn't that right, Ro Brown? And you got somebody who knows something about this.
That is correct, Will Sutton. Yes, the Pelicans have a new head coach. I think they said the 8th head coach in the history of the New Orleans basketball franchise of Hornets and Pelicans. And he is Jamal Mosley, who was the head coach for the last 5 years of the Orlando Magic. Took them to the playoffs the last 3 years. He was fired about 2 weeks ago after they lost to the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs. Rod Walker, the outstanding columnist and writer for the Advocate Sports Columnist, is on the phone with us. Rod, how you doing this morning? Thank you for joining us on short notice.
Well, having me on.
All righty. What about it? Okay, that's the first thing that some people said. You mean they hired a coach who got fired 2 weeks ago? How do you answer that? What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when these coaches get fired, they typically want to take a year off and not even coach. So Moses was ready to get back into it, and Joe Dumars really liked him, and it just ended up working out for both sides. And I think it's a pretty good hire when you look at what Jamal was able to do there in Orlando. They had won 21 games the year before he got there, and they won like 47 games, I think, the second year. They only won like 20-something the first year. He didn't do well his first year, but second year he got it turned around and pointed in the right direction. They made the playoffs 3 years in a row, something the Pelicans or the Hornets never have made the playoffs 3 years in a row. So if he could do that here, it'll be it'll be good if this team can get consistent playoff run going, and just be a playoff contender every year. And so, yeah, I like the hire because of that.
What does he bring to this team, or what does he bring to the job? Certain coaches, they say they're good at this, they're good at that, or whatever. What is it with Jamahl Mosley?
Yeah, defense is his strength. Orlando was third in the NBA in defense 2 years ago, and they were second in defensive rating last year. They kind of dropped off a little bit like this past season and they were like in 11th, I think. But that's what Joe Dumars talked about when he first got hired, is he wanted to see a team that was, tough and really good on the defensive end and physical. And, that's kind of what we know Dumars for from his days playing with the Pistons back in the late 80s and early 90s. So I think he wants to kind of bring that toughness here. And, if you look at the NBA Finals right now with OKC and San Antonio, both of those teams really thrive on the defensive end, and that's what it takes to be a good team in this league. So it's a good starting point if he can get the Pelicans playing well on that end of the court. And obviously, Dumars is going to have to add some pieces. His team still needs a rim protector. They need some rebounding. They need some three-point shooting. But if Dumars gets some of those pieces, I think he can instill that toughness that Dumars wants to see in this team.
That's what I was going to say. When he was at Orlando, at least he had draft picks and high draft picks. People like, like Caro and, Wagner and, but no draft picks here really at this point, no high draft picks or anything. So, how difficult will that make the job for somebody just coming in like Mosley?
Yeah, that would be tough. I think at some point the Pelicans will have to decide which of these guys on the roster they want to keep around and who they want to move away from, and maybe acquire some draft picks or acquire some players from other teams. But, we've been talking about Zion for the last 8 years. I think Dumars really likes him, so I think they're going to continue to keep him around. But, they have players on the roster. You look at guys like Jordan Poole and maybe DeJounte Murray. I don't know, but, Herb Jones. All these names get thrown around in trade talks all the time. So, we'll have to see what they decide to do, but I do think that they have some pieces that they can move away from. That can they bring in what they need.
Rod Walker of The Advocate, thank you so much for joining us. As I said, on such short notice, outstanding job as always. Jamahl Mosley, the new head coach of your New Orleans Pelicans. I think you're going to introduce him next week or something like that. I heard, but anyway,
next Tuesday.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Rod. Lord's blessings. Have a great day. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. I'm Will Sutton. I've been with Ro Brown. And Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow morning, but we'll see what he says in the morning about waking me up and blessing me with another day. Stay tuned for the Front Porch with Graylin. And we got Tavis coming up after that. And then after that, we're going to have the Reality Check with Gerard Stevens. So a lot of good stuff coming up right here on WBOK. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.